Hello everyone, this is ICBC here and today I'm going to be talking about Netflix's live action Avatar The Last Airbender and some news regarding it that came out recently. And you might have heard this news circulating on the internet recently that The Last Airbender series is hoping to appeal to Game of Thrones fans, says showrunner. And obviously this is an absolute ridiculous claim because whoever made this claim must have been high on crack or something, but I decided to read the article to see what the full story was, and there were some things that kind of made me a bit more optimistic, and then there were some things and some words used in this article that made me go like, really. So yeah, we're going to go through all of that together. So yeah, Game of Thrones fans, they go a little bit more into detail about that and what they mean. So they go into detail saying that, and I quote, when it comes down to hitting the tone, and then we're on set and it's like, let's do this version, and then like, okay, let's do sillier, let's go even sillier, okay, now let's pull it back, explained the director Jabbar Raisani. I don't know how to pronounce that name. So we just made sure we had options that we could really choose from in range in post-production versus like, oh no, now we have this one, that's way too silly, and that's our only choice, so what do we do now? So just protecting yourself to make sure that you can shape the tone. And that's end quote, and that's what the director said. And to me it kind of gives the impression that the director thinks that the only way that a faithful Avatar The Last Airbender's adaptation can be made is if it's made sillier for children. But that's not really true, right? Because Avatar is made in a way that it's more appealing to a wide range of audiences, including children. I don't think that Avatar The Last Airbender show is silly or goofy. I think that's what the director thinks, and that's why he's implying that we take sillier takes to maybe appeal to the faithfulness of the show, and then we take some more serious takes so that we can make a more grounded and mature show like Game of Thrones. And that might seem okay to me, like that's like possible, right? But then the article has some more wording that's kind of concerning, right? So let's go and read that. Okay, so it says, Season 2 and 3 are a lot more mature in theme than say Season 1. He recalled of the cartoon in recent interview with IGN. So for us it was about the striking the right balance of making sure you were true to the DNA of the original, but at the same time we had to make it more like a serialized Netflix drama. And I want you to keep the word mature in mind as we read the second paragraph. It had to also appeal to the people who are a big fan of Game of Thrones, so it had to feel grounded and mature and adult in that way too. So I hope that he means that adult in tone only. I mean, Avatar can get pretty serious at times, so I don't know if you need a tonal change. I think there are a lot of very generic Hollywood shows and drama that are very mature and they all kind of feel the same way, and it's annoying, it's boring, and there are so many of them. But he's saying that he wants to make Avatar that way, and I don't mean that if he means that in tone. There's no clarity on that. I don't know if he's going to add a lot of adult content like in the Game of Thrones show, so fingers crossed. Like, I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, he does say that the season 1 is going to be a lot more toned down, but then season 2 and 3 are going to be like mature as hell. So yeah, not sure what we're going to see, but yeah, I can already imagine Sokka getting it going with the Kyoshi ladies or something. But yeah, this is very disappointing news, and I think this is one of Netflix shows that has a lot of budget behind it, and Netflix is really trying to bank this show. Like, Netflix really wants to make a profit from it, but then again, Netflix hires directors and writers who absolutely hate the source materials. And let's not forget the fact that the original showrunners who made the original show were on board and at the beginning of this production, but then they left because of creative differences. So yeah, this is not a good sign, obviously, because creative differences is a nice way of saying they didn't like what we had originally, so they're completely changing everything in their own way, and we absolutely hated it because it wasn't true to the spirit of our show, so we just fucking got the hell out of there. That's a nice way of putting it. So yeah, this is looking to be somewhat of a disaster to me, because I hope it's not a disaster, because at least it visually looks more faithful to the original show, like the costumes that the characters are wearing, the locations, and somewhat I don't know, like I watched the trailer, I made a review of that trailer and I reacted to it, and I explained that in that video that the show kind of looks cheap, the costumes look really cheap, and the CGI doesn't look that impressive. But yeah, I don't get why Netflix is saying that they have a lot of money behind it, because I'm clearly not seeing it. But yeah, that's the news so far for Avatar. I'll be keeping my eye on this show, and yeah, for now this is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.